Hello from the big red couch. I'm Odelia, and this is my cat Boots. Anyways, today I want to talk to you about my ex-boyfriend. He was such a jerk, and I hope he sees this video so he can know exactly how I feel about him. Don't you wish sometimes after you break up you could tell your ex how much a piece of shit he was? Look, it didn't start off like that, but it ended like that. He was nice to me in the beginning, and then at the end he kind of broke up on the phone. I was ready to break up. I was going to do it in person because I thought that was the decent thing to do when you've been with somebody for 10 months. Apparently, he didn't. So he broke it off over the phone because he got pissed off that I told him to stop bothering me with there were a bunch of little things that he wanted me to do, and I kept telling him this is not for me because it doesn't fit with my lifestyle and body, and there's certain things you can't eat when you have certain digestion issues. IBS is, I think, the most common. I'm familiar with. Anyways, I can't eat raw vegetables, or acidic thing just makes my stomach go berserk. So, example is he believed in drinking half a pressed lemon in the morning, just diluted with water, no sugar. That would actually really cause me to have a lot of issues for the next following hours if I did that. So, it doesn't work. And fine, you tell me once, and I explained to you once, twice, 3 times, but after the 3rd time I hope you get it, because if you don't, then you must be really stupid. Because if it takes you more than 3 times to learn something, especially if it's your girlfriend that you're supposed to care and pay attention to, that's really bad. No, big no. Some other things that really annoyed me about him is he would always believe everybody else. It's something it was little things that accumulated, and you realize at the end that this is not working out because so many little things that end up being a whole big issue. He kept getting advice from other people in his life and believing them and not questioning them, and when I offered contradictive advice or contradicting arguments to say that doesn't really work because X, Y, and Z, he agreed on the spot, and then the next day went back to his view, and never did anything I said stuck to him. And even after we broke up, and I saw him to get my stuff back when we had the nice little chat, and it really bothered me the fact that in Jewish custom we have Kippur. It's a day of fast, so a lot of people have different ways of preparing for the fast, to eat certain things in the day before in order to stay full longer and have an easy fast. And he went to this friend of his who did this meal. I don't remember what it is. I really don't care. Anyways, but he was praising her, how it was smart, this and that. And when I told him what I did to prepare for my fast, he was like, "Oh my God, that's so wrong. That's not good." And he was exploding. It's you may disagree, but you don't, there's a respectful way of saying these things. And that's when I realized he didn't respect me at all. Thank God I broke with him. And believe me, I'm the type of girl, you do shit like that to me, I don't give a damn about you. So I didn't cry. I was so happy. I wanted to open the bottle of champagne. I was celebrating my single life. I posted single, happy, and proud everywhere on my social media, because really, it was such a relief getting rid of him. I had some fun and I had some good times, and don't get me wrong, I don't regret going out with him. Everybody has needs. We're human beings. We have needs, whether it's a hug, a kiss, flirting, whatever's your needs. And he fulfilled those needs for a time, and then when he was beyond disrespected, it was time to let him go. And also, I think a month or 2 before that, I knew that wasn't going to work out. when he said to, I brought like, I don't know, it was weird. I had this feeling, even though I liked him and I got along, I had this weird feeling. I kept waiting for something to show me who he really was and the whole thing to end. So I brought him to see my friends. I brought him, like, I tried to make him mingle, because usually when you bring other people in, and that's when you see them behave, and usually what they're trying to hide usually comes out. And I had this thing outside work with some work colleagues, but it wasn't really work related, so because it was about somebody else that was in town, and we went out for a drink. I invited him over, and I don't know how this happened, but all of a sudden I hear him say that he did not believe in gender equality. I wanted to disappear. I was so ashamed. You have no idea. Whatever you believe in roles and so, you know what? Even forget about it. You want to believe in gender roles and it's not equal. They're different. Whatever is your. You cannot go out with a person like me who's a feminist, who he should know that by now, because I write novels with strong female leads, and I ride a motorcycle, and I do daring things, and I'm an entrepreneur. I did 2 independent movies, I write novels, I do all these kinds of things, and I will never bend to adapt to a guy and drop my dreams and drop whatever I'm doing to adapt to a guy. No. You want me? You have to adapt to me. Or, like, I don't want the person with me to, like, stop what they're doing, but I shouldn't have to drop what I do because of them either. That's equality. Equality is when both men and women, both people in a couple, can choose whatever they want and make it work. That's what couples do, and one should not lead the other. I know there's a lot of couples who do that, and it's okay if you want your man to lead or your woman to lead, and whatever works for you, but he should have realized long before that moment that I am not this type of person. So why the are you doing with me? Honestly. And I knew this was going to fail. So I started putting my foot down about all the little things that bothered me. And I saw, instead of, like, saying sorry and, work it out, he just said, bye-bye. He's like, oh, I annoy you? I didn't know. Maybe we should break up. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. You should go find somebody that's more like you. And so we went our separate ways. And the thing is, I have no problem being friends with a guy after, you can decide. We're adults, we're mature, you don't have feelings for him anymore. I was never in love. I liked him and I liked his company, but I was never in love with him. And, so I broke up. He did all these things, so that kind of cut off the whatever emotional ties with them. Died with all the little things that he caused. And so I'm like, okay, let's be friends. Maybe, like, we can help each other. It's life. We need friends to help each other for whatever XYZ. Maybe he knows something I'll need to get my next job or something like that. So I wanted to keep friends. I didn't think he was an idiot. Well, he's not that. He's still smart. Like, he knows stuff. I know different stuff. So maybe. So I told him I'll do his headshots, because I do photography. I studied film. So obviously photography, film, it's related. So I told him I'll do his headshots for his dating profile and LinkedIn, so he can have some nice headshots to work with. And so we make an appointment. The day comes. He doesn't show up. He doesn't bother calling. 3 hours after he was supposed to show up, he sends me a text saying, can I come now? I'm like, well, you didn't come. I left. I'm not going to plan my, I thought that was so disrespectful. He couldn't respect me even as a friend. How dumb are you? Come on. So after that, I actually unfriended him over Facebook and cut all. I didn't want to know this guy. Did my headshots, gave him his file, and said sayonara, because even as a friend, that's so disrespectful. I mean, we reschedule. Like, I thought actually after I told him, like, no, you can't come. I'm out. Thought he wasn't going to do it. So he didn't say sorry or anything. He didn't send me an apology text saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it didn't really matter," or whatever. He didn't say anything. Text me 1 month later to do an appointment again. So I set an appointment. He actually came a bit late, but he still was, I think, 40 minutes late, which is not very respectful, but at least he was still here. So then his headshot, gave him, and goodbye. That was the end of it. But come on, can you tell me what's wrong with this kind of people? And there are people who wonder why they're single. And I know people are saying, oh, the rate of divorce is high because people don't tolerate it. But come on, how can you go out with a guy like that? I mean, how can you, like, if he treats you the way he treated me, there's no way a relationship can work. If you have thoughts, let me know. I would love your thoughts on this story. And tell me yours. Anyways, see you around.